Hello everybody, this is JD. I didn't plan on doing a video today at all. But something happened yesterday before I left the store here. I was supposed to leave at 3 o'clock, but I didn't leave till probably 20 after. I was on Facebook and I came across this flag and they were trying to, they had an American flag, but they had a very un-American ideal written with it. It reminded me of a lot of the time when the Communist Party was pushing around in this country. You'd be surprised. You'd hear very patriotic names, but yet if you went to their meetings, they were as anti-American as you can get. And it didn't really bother me much. I just got at the bottom and made a comment that said no. And I explained why. And then this one person came back and told me, quit chattering about this. You have no idea what the 14th Amendment's about. And I know what it's about, but I want to double check. No, I thought so. That's what it's about. But the most important part of the 14th Amendment, all of the 14th Amendment, most of it is just a pile of stuff. But the most important part of the 14th Amendment, I'm going to read it to you. Okay? The most important part, in my opinion, this is my opinion, 14th Amendment. No person born or naturalized in the United States, no, all persons born or naturalized in the United States, where was I? And subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. That's very important. Now, the person who says, no, we need to take away about being born as an American citizen, made a negative comment, and I came back to him, and my eyesight's not that great right now. I need another pair of glasses. I just can't afford them. And it was on Facebook and a small screen, and I was looking at the emblem, and it looked a little bit like a Marine emblem. I thought it was Marine, but then when I went to his Facebook page, I found out it was the emblem of the NRA, National Rifle Association. I'm saying, whoa, something is really wrong here. And I went back and I dug in to that individual. I said, how dare you support something like this with the NRA symbol next to your name? You expect Congress to leave alone the Second Amendment so you can have your rifles, your guns. I told him, I said, you don't deserve your rifle. You don't deserve to have the right to have guns when you want to take away the rights of newborn children. And I told him, I really land Mason to him. Because I sent him a message when I went to his Facebook page that pretty well put it right there on the line. And I told him he's a coward. He doesn't have the courage to post the message I sent you here on Facebook for everybody to see. And he really riled me up. And the reason he riled me up is because too many of you out there have no idea really what JD's about, what the Constitution's about. You got your little piece you like, and your little piece here and there. And some of you mistaken me, identify me with the Constitution Party, and I say, no, I'm not. I'm not part of that party. Because they pick out what they want to support, and they leave out the rest. Well, he riled me up because that's exactly what he was doing. He wants to support his right to own a gun. And I agree with him. I support that 110%. But I also support 110% any child born in the United States is a citizen. and their rights shall be also protected. And that shall not be taken away either. And that's why, I mean, I'm here running for president because our government is trying to take away by pitting each and every one of you against each other so that at the end you will become the servants of the United States federal government. That we don't need. We need a government to serve the people. He really upset me with this because I will defend your privileges, which is promised to you in the Constitution under the preamble, and your rights that's guaranteed you by the amendments from the first to the last. I will fight to defend them. I will not allow Congress to remove any single one in the slightest from you. From the day you were born to the day you die. What he got upset about was a chatter that I said that, okay, so we let Congress take away newborn children. When you're born, you're not automatically a citizen of the United States. But then when Congress wants to take away, when you get of a certain age, you lose your citizenship of the United States. Then they decide to get rid of the total automatic citizen and say, you have to go to a public school and serve in the military before you can become a citizen of the United States. In other words, have full government control of the citizenships. I said, that's how it goes. And then I ended up with the comment, it takes the first step to start the trip to hell. Or it takes only one step to start the trip to hell. It's on that Facebook discussion. And that one said, James Prevost, stop your chattering. You have no idea what the 14th Amendment's about. And then I just come back with the different sections that it covered. Now, if I have any questions about any part of the Constitution, I go to this book right here and I read it. I don't go to these big books that some lawyer or some historian tries to explain. Because the Constitution wasn't meant to be understood that way. The Constitution was written so that you, when you read it, you'll understand what it means. So people, I don't care where you come from. I don't care what your national heritage is. I don't even care the degree of tan that your skin has or the color of your eyes. Though I prefer blondes over brunettes, I don't even care about really your hair color. I don't care whether you're male or female. I don't care whether you're young or old. What I do care is that you are you. And together, we will bring your voice to Washington, D.C. That I care about. I care about you as the individual. I care about what's important to you. I care about your life. I care about you having a government to serve you and not you serve the government. I know that sounds impossible, but it's not. I will fight defending your rights, your privileges that is guaranteed you by our Constitution and promised to you. I will defend the Constitution as it is written, not the way some lawyer would like it to be written, not the way some special interest group, not the way some lobbyist would like it to be written, but as it is written. Above all else, I will use the Constitution to protect you, the people, from the cancer of powerful, big government organizations, political parties, and all that. Our forefathers wanted a nation that was of the people, by the people, for the people. That I will protect. I will not protect the government of a political organization, by political organizations, for politics, and the people are but the servants on which the politics carries out its means. I will not protect organizations like New World Order, UN, or anything like that trying to come into this country to delegate and regulate how we shall live and shall rule. But at the same time, people, we, the United States, will not do that either. I will not allow the United States to go into nations to dictate how they shall be governed and how they shall be ruled and how the people shall live. It's not the United States government responsibility. It is the responsibility of the people within that nation and no others. So it's kind of a double bladed sword, isn't it? Not only will I end up protecting you, the American individual, but by doing such and living by that, I kind of like protect the people of the world from the monsters within the war powering organizations going after them, as well as us being protected from them. I know every day I will have to pray to God for guidance and assistance. I do that now. I don't look for God to give me the answers. I make choices to do. I do my very best. And I trust in God that I have done what needs to be done. Though at times I wonder. Things are not very successful sometimes, and I wonder. People, I just want you to understand. I, JD, James Dennis Crivo, as President of the United States, will protect you, the American people, from the cancers that is growing within our Congress. And we together will fix the problem. I will defend your constitutional rights. I will defend your constitutional promises. Will not allow Congress to erode or take away one small bit. Will stand between you, the people, and the Supreme Court and Congress, if must be, to ensure that you are protected from the ever engulfing growth of major political machines. The Constitution is not meant to be tore apart, ripped by bit. It is meant to be as it is written. And that's how the Constitution shall be. And that's how I will protect you. I will protect you, the American people, from big government. I will protect that youngest, smallest child to the oldest man. To that woman who's out there in the field working hard. To that teenager who just entered the workforce. I will do everything in my power to see to it that you, the American people, no matter who you are, is protected from government. Oh, believe me, I will protect you. New London's going to hate me because I'm going to make them pay for something they did to the people in the name of eminent domain. I believe it's New London. I will protect you from things like Congress passing laws and stuff that are making you do things that aren't necessary nor needed, forced upon you that you do not want. Nice to have, yes, but forced upon you against your will by Congress. No. I cannot change laws. Congress can. But you and I together can make Congress want to change the laws. Make them want to listen to you. Make them have to listen to you. That's what JD's all about. He's not out there to make the United States the ex-Soviet Union, USSR, of the world. I don't believe in going into somewhere with all my power and might and saying you will do. I don't believe in you will do. Like, for example, let me use this one. ISIS, whatever you want to call it. Syria is having a problem. It has the rebels and it has a civilian government. But there's a cancer growing out of Syria called ISIL. I wouldn't be looking at giving guns to the rebels, which they can use against the Syrian government. What I would look at doing is bringing the rebels and the Syrian government together with the United States and say, look, we have a problem. And this is creating the problem. You fighting among yourselves is destroying a beautiful country. You fighting among yourselves is creating a void that allows this evil to grow. We need to get together, work together. I'm sure the Syrian government and the rebels could work something to build their country without tearing and destroying everything that's there. But work together to build their country and fight ISIL. Then the rebels, the Syrian government, and the United States together can cut the head off of the cancerous snake called ISIL in Syria. In Iraq, we got the Iraqi people working together now. Finally, the Iraqi people are all working together. The Kurds from the north, the Shiite and Sunnis from the south, they are starting to work together as a nation to fight this evil. If we could get Syria people to do the same, we could conquer it. Instead of going and giving guns to one side, which they could turn and use on the Syrian government, which then we're going to need the Syrian government's permission to come in and attack. But yeah, you know, it's just going to create problems, bigger problems, doing it the way Obama wants to do it. I believe it's up to the Syrian people, all the Syrian people, to decide how they shall be governed, not the United States. We should be there to assist them, fighting this evil against the world, and we can do the job. At the same time, it's protecting you, the American people. But this is about your constitutional rights. Whether it's about guns, whether it's about prayer in school, whether it's about when you are actually an American citizen and you are protected by the Constitution. Each and every one of them need to be totally protected. Prayer in school by the Constitution. You got to go to the 10th Amendment. Oh, well, that says it's got to be regulated by the state, local government, and the people, not the federal government. Gay marriages, separation of church and state. State issues unions. Justice of the Peace legalizes the unions. Or a priest, minister, rabbi, any religious leader of any religious organization will also legalize the union. But the federal government cannot dictate what a marriage is and who shall and shall not be eligible to get married. That can only be because marriage is a religious ceremony done by religious organizations. Separation of church and state. Also, the part that says Congress shall pass no laws and the free exercise of kind of says, federal government, keep your hands off. But yet I do believe that all people, a couple that's in love with each other, should have. And it should be defined by the federal government no more than a couple and their direct offspring can form a union. Otherwise, if it's not, well, it's still going to have, you're going to have people like the Mormon and the Muslims who believe in multiple marriages at the same time, saying, whoa, wait a minute, that's discrimination. See, it can be taken beyond and on and on. So American people, understand what JD is about. He's not about JD. He's about you and your Constitution, and that a government should exist for the sole purpose of serving the people, not to make the people servitude to the government. Thank you. And remember, a government that does not serve its people, but have the people serve the government, has no reason for existence within the United States of America. Thank you. Have a nice day. Know that I, JD, James Dennis Crivo, will protect, as president, your constitutional rights to the day I die, if need be. Whether you're the smallest child or the oldest person, the weakest individual or the strongest, the smartest or the not so smart, I will be there for you. Thank you. This is JD. And there is no picking and choosing. You take it as a whole, whether you like it or not. Because if we allow the federal government to take away one piece, what's going to stop them from taking away everything? Thank you. This is JD. Take care, and believe me when I say this, I will always, as president, be there for you, the people, above all else.